Welcome to Cut the Sith Reading Club, Episode 6. We are an unofficial Star Wars reading club for fans by fans. I am your host, Colin McSorley, and today we will be discussing chapters 26 to 38 of Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray. Our dear friend Ryan could not be here today. He has to work till 8:30. So, I will introduce you to the rest of the High Republic, because obviously I can't do this alone. Eeny, meeny, miny, Steve. Say hi.
Hey, everybody. It's me. It's Steve. Looking forward to talking about the end of this book with y'all.
Team Mall is always the correct team to be on. The one without the camera.
Is it me? Sorry, I can't see everyone. What's up?
Sup indeed. I thought that said the desert planet. Yona, go ahead.
That's my name.
What,
That's
Sierra?
my full name.
It does say your full. I think if you change your name, it will change it to whatever you change it to.
I
Yeah,
can't
like on Team
phone.
Mall.
All right, what do you want your name to be? I'll change it for you.
That's my first name.
All right. Do you want me to start the recording over again?
No, I guess it doesn't matter because it doesn't show. Anyways.
All right, there we go.
Thanks.
Yona from the desert planet.
Mm-hmm. So, F this book, ready for this one?
Like another one.
I got my
How's
copy today
everyone
too.
doing? It's been a while.
Ugh. Everyone except for me is apparently doing really shitty today.
Well, I'm off for the rest of the week, so I can't complain.
Nice.
I got back from vacation, so you know, I can't complain. Alex?
Hey everybody, it's good to see everybody again, and I'm excited to start bashing on Fanry with you guys.
All right, where you guys want to start?
So did I
From the
can't be the only one that thought that like where what happened with her came completely out of left field, right? Because it did not feel.
It explained why she was a little bloodthirsty
Yeah, 'cause
earlier on,
she-
where she was just like, Obi-Wan, tell me about how your lightsaber works. Oh, you mean a light you've never...
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Me having read this before, it was tough for me to keep it my hatred for this little girl. Like, listen, I try to give everybody a benefit of a doubt, but my first time reading through that, I felt just like Yona did. I was like, hold on. We need to pause the movie, and I had to rewind everything. But just like Steve just said, yeah, now in hindsight, there's little things that were there that you're like, wow, she really was psychotic, huh?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was.
You gotta give it to her, though. I mean,
Well,
tough girl.
when they first revealed that she was, would she even be considered the traitor since she is the queen? But when they first revealed that it was all like her doing, and she was like, yeah, I just want to take out Zerka. I was like, they are a bunch of slavers, so I'm for that. And then later on, it's like, oh, she just wants unlimited power.
Yep.
This chick needs to go. And she gets house arrest for what, like 4 years? That's not even a punishment.
But she's a minor.
Oh, darn. Have to live in my castle for the next 4 years. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Humanity.
They really get it rough.
And then she has to go up to university after that. Like, oof. I mean, college did suck, so I guess.
What is it? Even can we talk about her little friend Katie there for a second? That other little snake in the grass. You know,
Hey, Katie just
just-
wanted to free slaves. She legit wanted to free slaves. Because when she found out the family was all like, I just want power, and I don't care if I kill innocents, she was like, all right, I can't be with you anymore.
Yeah,
appreciate
I really
that.
like the scene when she put the blaster to her face. So
Yeah, I
the
like
queen's
that
face.
too.
That's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, what's Fairy, like
Slave.
12?
Like
She was
12
like,
or
I'm going
14
to shoot a
or
12-year-old in
something.
the
kids
face.
are ruthless.
I love that. Yeah.
What else? What about the Kyber that's not Kyber, and then the bringing back Dooku right at the end there? Do we get any further story from these two, from Rail and Dooku?
Rail, no. Rail's only in this and Dooku Jedi Lost. I don't know if
Jedi
he's
Lost,
in
yeah.
Jedi Lost or if he's mentioned in it.
He's mentioned.
He's in it.
He's in it?
He's
Alright.
in it as well. There are some flashback scenes with him and Dooku.
Because I was talking to Steve and Alex both separately about this. I want to know if he survived Order 66. Because we don't know anything that's happened to him after this. And this was before Phantom Menace. So it's like his whole entire thing is just out there. But yeah, Dooku trying to recruit him to be his dark side apprentice. And Real just being like not interested and just hanging up on him. I was like, that's so badass.
I didn't expect that at all.
Makes me want some more of his character. I'd love to hear some side stories. Except he was completely played the fool for using, he was in love and loved this child and was clouded by a previous apprentice.
This is why
he's a failure in that
you're
case.
not. You shouldn't be in love with children.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, Real get some demons to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like they still made Rail relatively, like, I couldn't help it. And like, even up until like you were just saying at the end when he essentially, bitch buttoned the Dooku conversation at the end after quoting Qui-Gon. But I still thought Rail was such a sympathetic character. Like, I couldn't help it. It's like he gets one kid killed. He essentially turns another kid into a, psychotic empress.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
Honestly, I really loved Rail. I thought he was just a very interesting, different type of Jedi character than the ones we normally get. I liked too even the subtle little differences in how the prose was written, like during the Rail perspective sections, and how it just got to be much more casual narrative prose as opposed to the more formal prose with like Qui-Gon and the other characters and whatnot. How about that flashback scene of Dooku intervening to save Qui-Gon and zapping the hell out of that assassin with the Force?
I like that.
That was scary.
That was intense. I was just like blown away by that part.
The first time I read it, I was just like, I'll just say it for everybody. Holy shit, he's using Force lightning. And it's just because up until this point, I had always thought that was had to have been like a mutually exclusive dark side ability. I figured it was, naturally, it is rage and all that, but I always kind of figured in my head that was like the higher epsilon of the power base, and that was something you would have had to have given yourself over to completely to the dark side. And maybe Dooku had at that point, but badass as shit.
Yeah, I gotta say, toward the end of the book, though, I lost interest. It dragged for me. I don't know if it was just me, and you can all make fun of me for it, but I felt like once Fanry's switch turned on, and we had the Corporation, we had the Blackguards, we had the Jedi, it felt like kind of a cluster F.
Yeah, I
lost it. It didn't lose me, but I was less. It was like a Bond movie without the classic Bond villain. I don't know. That's how.
Yeah.
After Obi-Wan uses the fake crystal to just stab Darren, after that it was just it was just a bunch of shit going on that I did not really care that much about. Because even the end with Fairy, Katie turns on her and that's cool, but that's very anticlimactic. It goes to that in the very next page. It's all right, well, she's in house arrest. Zerk is toppled, and they just give you a rundown of how the treaty changed and everything. It's we all got what we wanted in the end, and it's
exactly.
Nothing.
I was kind of waiting for it. I was getting closer and closer to the end. I'm like, there are 3 chapters left, and there hasn't been a fight. Nothing's happened.
I was thinking the same thing because I read the last 3 chapters. I had to I read them yesterday, so I'm like, there's 3 chapters, and I think it was 40 pages left, and I was like, there's a lot of stuff they have to wrap up in this book. And then I was like, oh yeah, they just sped through everything.
Yeah, it was
yeah, towards the end, I don't think that's an unfair assessment to make about it.
Half wonder if maybe they were coming up too close on a crunch to the deadline or whatever, and they just had to wrap it up super quick or something. I don't know. And then it cuts to like right after the Phantom Menace and like Obi-Wan becoming a master, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know that we really earned this epilogue.
It was just like
You
2
know?
pages of him at like Qui-Gon's funeral. And I was like, okay.
Oh, I know. That's surprising.
It's like, don't get me wrong, I did love that little part, especially because I was saying it to Colin before everybody else came on. Obi-Wan's essentially tells Padme to screw off. Like, no, he's not really ready to watch his master get burnt at the moment, but thank you for asking. But I did. It's like I liked the fact that they gave us the information of how Obi-Wan moved on from Padawan to an actual Jedi Knight. It's like I like that we got that info, but at the same time, I think the direct quote was hasty field promotion. I was also just like, all right, the man is the first person to allegedly kill a Sith in the past 1,000 years. Like, I think he deserved a little bit more than a hasty field promotion.
Also,
like we weren't at war yet.
Obi-Wan later on, either episode 2 or 3, joining or somewhere between there, joins the council after Qui-Gon rips them a new one in his own mind and just is like, no, I'm not joining. It's like, your master, one thing, the council sucks. And he just like, Obi-Wan doesn't do anything to change the council ways. He just joins them and falls right in line. The man never changes. Down with Obi-Wan. We canceled Yoda last 3 weeks ago. Canceling Obi-Wan today.
I don't know if I'm gonna be on board with canceling Obi-Wan today.
Why would you cancel Obi?
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. I feel that he.
Lives.
I mean, I feel like a case could be made like he would have tried genuinely to change things, maybe not quite to the extreme degree that Qui-Gon was willing to start making changes on the council, but at the very least, like, here I can make a difference, here I can try and maybe shape policy or something like that. But then in episode 3, you see that they've really got their claws, on him, and hey, Anakin, spy on your best friend for us, like, no big deal. And like, he's pretty not happy that it's coming to this. So like, I get that he's not thrilled.
I gotta read my favorite paragraph from the entire book. Page 426 of the paperback.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
Qui-Gon knew the council to be wrong about many things. He felt they'd allow the Jedi Order to become a sort of Chancellor's police rather than concentrating on knowing the Force. Yes, they were wise to refuse to rule, but unwise to simply accept the status quo. Short-sighted to lose touch with the living Force by spending so much of their time and energy on enforcing laws that could as easily be left to civilian authorities. Immoral to refuse to act against evil such as slavery. But none of those were the reasons he chose to decline. It's like, this is everything that's wrong about the
everything
council,
that's wrong with the Jedi,
but
basically.
the only reason I'm declining is because I love Obi-Wan and I want to raise him as my own. Which is really the true point of Star Wars, is loving your apprentice.
True.
Good guy, Qui-Gon.
But yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. But I think that's they even said it themselves essentially at the end of the book. Is like, I'm happy that they did bring it up, is because I kind of like the fact that they brought up that Obi-Wan was a relatively rebellious Padawan and youngling and all that type of stuff. So they knew, had they put him with Qui-Gon, that just because of his natural rebellious nature, if you're rebelling against the rebel, then that means you're falling in line.
That was such a weird thing. I read that and I was like, that doesn't make any sense, though.
It does make sense.
No, it doesn't.
It does make sense.
It sort of does.
If you're a rebel, if you're a natural rebel, you're not just going to fall in line because the other guy with you is also a rebel. Because Obi-Wan fell 2 in line. Like, he became 2, like, on that straight path.
He was only 2 in line because he was rebelling against Qui-Gon, who was not in line.
I think maybe to a degree he might have wanted to try and surpass his master, and maybe that's the reason why he hit the books with such severity and was like,
And Qui-Gon did say, no, don't underestimate Yoda. I mean, like, I feel like it's like kind of like reverse psychology is part of how they, I don't know, train these Jedis
Yeah, it's
to become something.
they're
that
making
they're
them
not.
child
They're not.
soldiers. You gotta break their brains first.
Stockholm syndrome.
I also there's one well actually there's a lot of things I start out in my notes, but one of them that I liked I really liked the part between them after they had just gotten into a small bit of an argument, and Obi-Wan brings up the fact that Qui-Gon has kept him on the basic lightsaber cadences, and I don't know, I think, I mean, obviously Qui-Gon had showed many times before that he actually truly cared for Obi-Wan throughout the book, but
That was his wax on, wax off moment.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is.
Qui-Gon was Mr. Miyagi in him.
Yeah, and especially just from like me liking history and like military history and all that type of stuff, just from a tactical loving standpoint, it's like, yeah, I kept you there to make sure that, you know, at all else at the end of the day, you'll have the basics as muscle memory. And for me, I was like,
and I took that as foreshadowing too, because had he not done that, Maul probably kills Obi-Wan too.
Wait, but what about when he says "but"? I thought that was. I loved that part when he was like, "But you could have just said so." That was like,
it's not training if you tell them.
I was just like, ooh, because they still have that, you know, disagreement between each other. Like they haven't really mended things. I thought that was pretty cool that Obi-Wan was still like, you could have just said so.
Obi-Wan was still unfairly mad at Qui-Gon because he found out 3 minutes after Qui-Gon found out. It's like, give the guy time to not tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, he was never going to tell you.
I'm not hating on Obi. I like him as a character. So.
I like him as a character. I just think he's a nerd.
I got kind of irritated when he decided to like go behind Qui-Gon's back to the council and be like, "Hey, I'll be the representative."
I forgot about that. He's a snitch.
Like total narc. But
yeah,
then
I was
like
just like
when
that's a little out of line, man.
But then when the council's just when Yoda flat out is like, "Yeah, no, I didn't want Qui-Gon to be part of the council," Obi-Wan's like, "Wow, damn, that actually kind of hurts." Like, and I can't remember the line. Like, I'm not articulating this well, but there was some line about how like he felt the rejection almost like Qui-Gon would probably have felt the rejection, or like he felt the rejection as though it was his rejection or something to that effect. And I was like, oh, like I'm glad that he's starting to actually empathize with Qui-Gon and not just like, you know, giving him grief about everything.
And it seems like when the two of them kind of, when they are arguing, it kind of seems like both of them are, I don't want to say going out of their way to argue with one another, as opposed to just kind of giving into like the synergy that they have, like when they are on with one another. But I do agree with Steve that seemed like it was nice to kind of see Obi-Wan be like, "Oh, all right, Yoda, you don't have to be an asshole about it. Like, I'm kind of going around my master's back to give you this information. Let's not throw salt on an open wound now."
Yeah,
I think Qui-Gon just needs to just be more open with Obi. Just fucking say it. Like when he found out, he could have just said, "I just found this out. This was just offered." But instead, he's like, just like lets it go. He just lets it go, and he doesn't explain himself ever. And I
feel like there's
that's
go ahead.
The miscommunication.
That's the Jedi's entire problem, is they don't communicate.
I feel like the Jedi have a lot of weird emotional repression issues, and so that leads them to be poor communicators.
Well, that's the thing, because if you have no emotions, you don't realize that not telling Obi-Wan is a big deal to Obi-Wan because you don't have like empathy or whatever the hell it is.
No,
you
you're
just
right about it.
you just don't think
But
it's
the
a
Force
big deal.
connects all living things, Colin. The Force connects all living things. So
we see that he's thinking about it. He doesn't say it though. He's clearly thinking about it and feels bad, but he doesn't say anything. Weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Yeah, I mean it is because no, Steve's 1,000% right. You know, it is like if you don't have any access to at the end of the day, if you don't have any access to, if you don't have any of your own interpersonal communication skills, it's like, yeah, how at the end of the day are you going to communicate almost anything with anyone? And like even back to, you know, Dooku shooting out the Force lightning, it's like Qui-Gon was fine. at the end of the day, Qui-Gon was handling that situation well, for the most part, not talking down the bounty hunter, but, getting the bounty hunter to go into a monologue and and he even said it to himself. He's like, all right, Dooku should be showing up at any moment now. Like, let's get going.
Yeah, stalling.
Yeah, it's like Dooku didn't need to go to that excess, but obviously he did because he's also pissed off
He's
and cares
fast.
about.
Because he was mad and he was scared for Qui-Gon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I loved about Rail so much, and I also agree with Steve again about Rail being like so different about all the other Jedi we've really been seeing and that type of stuff. But it's like Rail actually followed the spirit of the law as opposed to the letter of it, and sometimes the spirit of the law is what you should be aspiring to go after, as opposed to being a friggin' masochist and not wanting to love any. It's like, okay, you can love a stranger, but you can't have official caring and love for your Padawan. It's like that's.
I think with Rail, he's a good example of how we were pretty much bashing the Jedi Code. But do you see how Rail was so clouded because he did love someone, and it really fucked him over? He failed 2 people, children, but really, if he didn't have that attachment, maybe he could have seen, maybe he could have felt her, or actually, what did she say? Guide her rather than talk at her.
Actually listen to her.
Yeah, he didn't
Rael,
listen
to me, I was just like, damn, Rael, you really did fuck up this time. Like, I don't know. I do think he's an interesting character, but I just saw him kind of as a failure. And then he even turned down working with Dooku afterwards. I'm like, where are you headed, really? Like, I don't, like, where are you going?
To the light side of the Force.
Because it's
just gonna use this lightsaber to like hook up with bar wenches, or like, where is he going now in his life? And I do feel bad for him because I think he had the best intentions, but I don't know.
Piss poor execution at the end of the day, and not even completely his fault, I guess.
Yeah.
So on our list of sorry, Sierra, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was reading, like, I just wanted to see 2 Jedis go at it, and I didn't get to see that.
We had a sparring match.
That was like I was telling Colin, I was just like, we got them to fight, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't what I wanted.
It was a pillow fight.
Flat out,
Actually,
no holds barred fight.
So do we have anything else for Claudia Gray in our list of
Yes, we do.
Forward?
Lost Stars, right?
We have 2 books for her coming up. Lost Stars and with the High Republic book that she's writing. Lost Stars might be around like November, and High Republic book is like June-ish.
Hands down, though, Lost Stars is without a doubt my favorite piece of new Star Wars like fiction novels of any kind. Like, it's young adult, but it's a very, very solid look at like how this massive intergalactic conflict like has such an impact on like even just 2 people, and how they find their lives like really messed up by this whole big space opera conflict thing. I'm trying not to give too much away, but like it's very well done.
Yona, you like Claudia Gray?
She's good so far. You know what I was thinking actually, and this is off the cuff random, threw on Rogue One the other day, and I've Disney Plus, so I've got access to all that crap. But threw on Rogue One, and as I was finishing this up, Master and Apprentice, I couldn't help but think like some of the Star Wars books, comics just don't hold enough weight for me. Like I mean, if there was a shocker, Obi-Wan died in this, oh my God, mind blowing, and they brought him back as a clone or something. But yeah, I just wish sometimes with Star Wars, just some more weight, I guess at the end of the day with this book, like you could have said, well, they saved a bunch of slaves, right? I don't know. But in terms of like core characters that I was in fear of losing, I didn't feel really connected to anyone. Besides, I knew Jin was going to live. I knew Obi was going to live.
Yeah, that's the kind of the problem with them too, because of since it's a prequel to Phantom Menace, like
Right.
the whole disagreement between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn was about, and their whole like spat with each other and why they were like kind of annoyed at each other was about Qui-Gon not telling Obi-Wan about the fact that he got offered a spot on the council. But we know by Phantom Menace that he had turned it down and he stayed Obi-Wan's a master. So you know
Yeah.
that they're gonna like work through that by the end. And by the end, he's gonna turn it down.
I mean,
I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm trying to
And
think.
Rahara and Pax, come on, that relationship, that was really cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite
Yeah.
parts was when she was captured again.
there's
That
some-
broke my heart.
Yeah,
With the
when she
facial
was
recognition.
talking, when she was talking about the idea of being a jewel thief and remembering it and having it heard and then having Pac show up, I thought that was one of the more memorable moments of the end of the book. At least
I like
for me.
how Qui-Gon gave them the Mustafar. Was it?
Oh yeah.
Baba Diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Take it.
Damn.
You guys earned this shit.
Yeah.
That I loved the two of them. I really did, and especially I agree with Sierra. The part where that droid, rips back the hall, not hall, excuse me, the windshield, the windshield,
Yeah.
and immediately goes into facial recognition. And at first,
Oh man.
at first, like
Oh
they
my
did it
God.
outside of the cockpit, and it was like, oh, we need a better read. And then they get it, and it's like, no, this is Zerka. She's Zerka property, bro. You got to take her. I was like,
Yeah. The
best.
temporary chip.
Mhm.
Oh my god, that was so
That hurt.
bad.
That
Yeah.
hurt.
There was this one paragraph, like right at the end of the of her abduction, that was like they threw her in with the rest of Circus stuff, basically, and that just
Yeah.
hurt so bad to read.
By the way, I sidestep. I do like Claudia Gray. Good. I was just after finishing, I was just trying to think of the characters that, since meeting all of you great folk, who I've been really attached to in terms of the books. Yeah, it's tough. I'm even
Lost
forgetting
Stars
the
is
name.
November 24th.
But you
Well-
want to think about it. If Obi-Wan died and came back, I would have been pissed. Like, this is a stretch. Like, stop. Right?
That would have been
I know
wild.
what you mean, though, because
mean-
I keep reading, looking for more action, looking for something to, like, surprise me.
Well,
For example, the whole
Skelly. Wait,
prophecy
can I
coming
just
into play.
say his name in memory? Skelly.
Yeah.
Forever. So far.
we're going to get stuff like that with the High Republic, 'cause it's a whole
Yeah.
era that was not explored. The only person we know in it
Yeah.
is Yoda. So there's
Yeah.
going to have an entire era, and
It reminds
assume
me,
they're gonna-
honestly, of when I went to go see the Solo trailer for the first time in theaters, and some other
And you
audience
were
member
just
turns
like
to their
throwing up
spouse.
in your mouth.
Well, and some audience member turns to like someone that they were with, and they were like, "Oh no, Chewie! I hope Chewie doesn't die." And I'm like, "Chewie will not die in the prequel to Star Wars." you
Oh my
guys."
God, Colin, I hated that
No.
fucking thing. I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. I was like, they're going to take 3PO, his memory away. Chewie fake dies. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. I hated it.
No, but I understand. I understand where Yona's coming from. It's like this book. There wasn't a lot of shock value in this book, but it was really more of like a history lesson, between Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and truthfully,
Yeah.
Can I just
this
say
one
something
is
about
one of my
Qui-Gon?
favorites.
This man and his goddamn prophecies, and then first off gets the prophecy wrong. I was like, I didn't get it wrong or misinterpret.
Is it?
I interpreted it the way the Force wanted me to.
Yeah.
Damn
Had
right.
I been
Damn
there,
right.
I'd have died. I was like, all right, relax.
Had I not talked about the lightsaber being
Yeah, so
this
she
way
only knew
instead
how to
of
use
that way.
Obi-Wan. So if I was there, my lightsaber doesn't get that cool little shitty crystal
Yeah.
in it, and I die. And I was like, all right,
But
Qui-Gon,
it's true.
you
They
misinterpreted the prophecy.
analyze
It's okay to
everything,
be
right?
wrong.
From a certain point of view.
I think that's why they included the funeral. Because even then, Qui-Gon was still going on about the Chosen One. He was still into the prophecies, and you
Oh,
can
yeah.
see that. And I think that's why Obi-Wan was like, I will
Well, he was gonna
take him on.
he was gonna buy Rahara's freedom, so he was all still thinking about buying slaves.
Can you believe that? So it's crazy when he was just like, for Anakin's mom, like, fuck you. Like, it's just so weird. It's like, damn, Qui-Gon, you are.
He's
Yeah,
like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have given away that
so
fire
much more.
diamond. I could have traded it for the chosen one's mom.
Could have gotten both with that.
Also,
Wouldn't have even had to do the pod race.
I'm gonna say right now, I enjoyed the fact that he lit up, Obi-Wan lit up that orange little crystal thing, but it was
That was
very obvious that
surprising
was
to
gonna
me.
happen. Oh, I thought it was completely obvious because I was like,
Did you?
it's gotta be the only thing that can beat it, because they
I
have to
didn't
find a
think
way to
that
beat the shield.
Oh, but I didn't think
I didn't even think about that.
Henry messed with his lightsaber, you know?
I thought they were just gonna think of it and like switch the crystals out and be like, let's see what happens. I didn't think that they were gonna
Yeah,
mess
I
around
thought
with his lightsaber and switch it on him.
Yeah,
I
and then
didn't think that was
Darren,
the
I think
bad
Colin's
move
on
last.
their part.
That was a genius move that completely backfired because
Yeah.
the crystals aren't supposed to work.
Nope.
Yeah.
You do it because so Obi-Wan doesn't notice the weight, and he doesn't because he's an idiot. Because no two crystals weigh exactly the same. I have 6 crystals from Galaxy's Edge. They don't weigh the same. So Colin would have known the difference.
Yeah. But I
Obi-Wan did it.
remember. Got my phone. But the last meeting, you said you think that Darren was the traitor
Darren, yeah,
because
Darren.
everybody never questioned him, and you were right. Yeah. But he was still a good guy.
Well, even then, he wasn't really a traitor.
So
he was
loyal.
just following his queen. Darren technically was not a traitor because he followed the orders of his queen.
He was a red herring. Yeah.
True. Let's say that. Yeah.
No, he was too devoted. That was Darren's issue. But it's like, he was still a good dude. But let me tell you, when he turned his blaster on Obi-Wan, a little piece of me was like,
Anyone die in this book? Because Darren survives. The bounty hunter that Dooku fried lived. Like, does anyone die in this book?
Family lived.
It's
Family
a
gets
problem.
house arrest?
It's a problem that I have with
Paul
Star
lived.
Wars.
I mean, Skelly died last book, Yoda, and
I know
so did
Paul lived.
The one amazing character.
literally everyone died last book.
So did
They
Kanan's
blew a
wingman.
planet up.
Yeah, I wish someone else died.
We had like 6
in that
deaths last
coronation.
week. Relax, you bloodthirsty psychopath. They're just going through in my head like
It's
had
like
a
watching
married
Harry
couple
Potter. You know Harry Potter's gonna
one guy
live.
got thrown, like a chick got thrown in an acid bath, and then her husband got beat to death.
Is this true?
Yeah, I mean,
all right,
I
fair.
definitely am for the first. I like the first book more, but
I did like the first book more also.
You gotta break Alex's heart. This is his favorite book.
Alex, talk about fan read. Talk about how much you hate it.
Hates her.
Let's
She's
go on
probably
Comedy Central's
ruling
The
on
Roast of Fanry.
Mustafar right
Knock
now.
off Daenerys Targaryen wannabe.
No, I think she's such a bratty bitch, and she didn't
Exactly.
fully think out how she was going to have absolute power.
Guys, this
It
That
was
was
like a
very
Joffrey
short-lived.
Baratheon type deal.
Yep.
Yeah. She just
And
went
then-
batshit at the end of the goddamn book. Just
dude, she
complete
takes the
batshit.
sword and just stabs this the sky priest.
The coronation
Skykeeper.
sword.
Oh yeah, did
Whatever.
the
Yeah,
Skykeeper die?
coronation
Because that
sword.
person stabbed.
Jesus Christ! I was like, what did he do? He's trying to coronate you. Calm down. At least get the fucking crown first.
Well, I think she did because
The
they were like,
sky
well,
From
jeweler.
herself. I did like when she was just like, "Chill out, you're safe." To the jeweler,
Oh yeah.
like, "Relax, you're fine."
In my head, I was like, oh my god, she really is a sociopath.
I liked how she was just like, Qui-Gon, you're the only Jedi here that I actually respect because you spoke out against this treaty. You're
Yeah.
okay. You'll be fine. I'm
And
just
then
like,
she
okay.
kept
here for
communicating
this.
with
fuck
him.
you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly. She's just like, it's like, listen, was Rael tough around the edges and obviously very overprotective of her and all that type of stuff. But if she can sit there and with the other, lunatic, Katie, sorry, for a little bit, she was a lunatic. Let's be real. Kuzar, a little messed
I
up.
think Katie was a lunatic.
Who was the one? Was it Katie at the end that was like, a lot of people would have supported her ideas if she just like told us that this is what she wanted. Like,
Oh,
Nurka doesn't have that
was,
many supporters. Who said that?
Hold
Orth. Orth.
Yeah.
Orth, yeah, they was like, yeah,
Minister Orth.
Zerka
Yeah.
doesn't have that many supporters. Like, a lot of people
Well,
would have
that's my
supported her.
thing.
Told us.
That's my thing. She's just like sitting in the room with Katie while Katie's brushing her hair. Like, this is not happening. Like, come on. You
So
know,
yeah, it's happening. It's happening, people.
it's like she's so mature. She has all this power, but then at the same time, she just actually is a child.
And
Treating it.
that's where I get pissy with her at that point. It's like, okay, you can sit there and you can plan a coup and you can plan to overthrow Zerka and essentially wield unlimited and extreme power over all the Pyjali, but you don't get why Rael Averroes is so defensive of you 24/7 because he got fucking Nimue killed all those years ago. Like, well, you don't get it. You just don't
Let's be
understand.
real. She got herself killed. He wouldn't need to start bringing that shit up with him. That bitch was mind controlled. He had one option: kill her or die.
No, he had some
save
fault to
everyone
it,
or
but
save
we already
her.
went over that.
No, he couldn't save both. It was kill her or let everyone die.
You should have never charged. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
But
the one
with
death
Rael,
in this book.
it
is
was
Nimue.
so humiliating for him when he said, "Fanry, why?" And I wanted to smack him, but at the same time, I felt bad for him. Like, she's like 14, like, you never loved me.
Also, can we talk about how the Jedi Council? Another reason to hate on the Jedi Council.
Okay.
Why do they think it's a good idea? Because Rael killed his Padawan. That's like, we should just assign him another child to take care of.
Well, he said he wasn't going to take on any more Padawans. He wasn't. Yeah. They were just trying to
do jobs that don't have
control
children.
him. I think.
Yeah, they were like, oh, well, he killed him, so let's give him a new dog.
Yeah, like I agree with Colin. They kind of just he obviously after Nimue he was like, oh, I'm not going to take another Padawan. So they went out of their way. It's like I forget the example I was going to use, but yeah, they essentially went out of their way to inadvertently give him another Padawan.
Yep.
And it's just like, Jesus Christ, you guys just really hate kids, don't you? It's like,
I mean, that was my initial reaction. Nim just died, and now he's going to take care of someone else. Like, I thought that was crazy. But
also,
it is.
I am tired of hearing about how everything leads to the dark side.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that
I'm
glad that Qui-Gon snapped on Obi-Wan about that when he was telling him about the prophecy. Yeah, it's on page 309 or something.
Oh yeah, I know the section you're talking about.
Not every disagreement with the Jedi orthodoxy turns you into a Sith Lord in a single night.
Yeah, that was my Facebook status.
I did like that too.
And I was like, yeah, good,
right.
Because he's telling him about the prophecy, and he's like, and what Obi-Wan say to him? Wanting to see the future to predict it and change our behaviors accordingly. That's a kind of control we're not meant to have, Qui-Gon. You're reaching for a power that others cannot have. That path can lead to darkness. And Qui-Gon's like, I'm not turning to the dark side. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, you stupid little shit.
No, 100% right.
That's the Jedi, because even when they go to the Jedi Council and Obi-Wan's talking about it, it's all like, oh, dark side. You looking into the future as a power. No, it's not.
It's kind of true.
There's one more quote on that page, Colin, that I really like.
I feel like
Steve.
His apprentice wasn't wrong, but when facts collided with ideals, Qui-Gon preferred to change the facts.
That's Roddy Piper right there.
I just like that quote. That's all.
Yeah, me too.
But it's like, you can't. I think it's later on. It might have been later on in the book. I forget what chapter it happens on, and actually who's even having the conversation. But they talk about how it's not a power of the dark side, because Qui-Gon's not reaching to the dark side looking for the future. The Force is sending him these visions, so he's not accessing the dark side. He's not looking into the future himself. He's just being shown visions. So you can't be saying he's on a path to the dark side just by doing what the Force is showing him.
Yeah. So when Obi-Wan's talking to the council, and they're all like, oh no, seeking to know the future is a path to the dark side, Yoda's like, seeking to know, yes, but seek this vision. Qui-Gon did not. Came to him unbidden, it did. Such
my guy Yoda.
False, but not darkness in themselves.
Yeah.
And then they start debating, and Obi-Wan's like, are they seriously debating theoretical ethics instead of actual?
I really felt
there's a quote I had from that one too, where it's shit, where did it go? Master Qui-Gon has a point about the council's tendency to bicker rather than lead.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I've always we know me. I've always agreed with Yoda on everything. He was completely right about that. Hold on. You guys
Are we
can just
Team
go on
Yoda
it.
again?
Hold on, I forgot the hashtag. Yeah, so I've always been a member of Team Yoda. And he's completely right. You're not.
What is this revisionist history
You're
all of
not
a sudden?
I mean, technically,
Jedi
Sierra is
fashion,
the only one that watches our videos, so she actually would be
I
able to
have to
find
give
it.
you guys some screen time.
Good. I can't listen to my own voice. I don't like the way I sound.
I don't
always
either, and
watch
I
our
had to
videos.
record
I
myself
put-
for a training
I play
video.
the videos and
Terrible.
I mute it.
I always watch our videos. I can't
Yeah,
help it.
I watch
love
them
doing
too
it.
most of the time, actually.
Like, why is everyone smarter and have better voices than me?
So I'm not gonna lie.
That's
We all,
bullshit.
yeah, I was about to say, we all probably feel the exact same way about
Yeah.
our voices.
No, yeah, no, I feel the same way about
Colin,
my
your voice is
honestly.
very chipper. Like when I do QAs, you sound so upbeat and happy.
Well, that's because I love.
He brings
my
all the
job.
energy to the table. Yeah.
He really does. He sounds so happy and like.
I love my job.
Wait, so speaking about
If you
the
love what
group-
you do, you don't have to work a day in your life, right?
I love that I get to
Speaking
work.
about the
from home.
group, I started to talk to Colin with this just a little bit.
He wants a movie
Halloween.
night.
Halloween. Can we do something fun, like a special Halloween episode?
Yes.
I'd be
I
game.
mean,
Would
if
anyone
people
be
want to go in
down for that?
I'm
person,
usually dressed as a ghoul or a goblin or a devil, so it's like my favorite day of the year.
Yeah, wait, Sierra, I know you can bust out some amazing
Hold
costumes.
Hell
so-
yeah, I can. But like
I
mostly
know you can. So yeah, we should
So,
think of a Halloween thing.
we finished the Thrawn book on the 27th, so we could celebrate shit on October 31st.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's like, whoa.
Oh, okay, so instead of doing it the 27th, we end up just
No,
doing
we're
it.
gonna do both. We're gonna do the 27th. We're gonna talk Thrawn, and then we're gonna hang out on the 31st. And it's just a fun time.
This is good.
I definitely want
No
to
one
do
wants
like
to spend
a
Halloween
mall
talking the book out.
cosplay look.
All right, I didn't know.
Jesus Christ.
My bad.
Are we?
Wait, Sierra, what did you say?
I wanted to like do like a Darth Maul cosplay look. That was what it was
Ooh,
going
or
to.
we could all-
Last year I was a devil. It's close enough.
Don't go full Zabrak. If you're gonna do Maul, though, you can't be disgraceful with it. I expect the black and red facial tattoos.
Jesus Christ.
No, we're not playing games in this group.
Are we talking about like?
Tattoo.
I've
Can she at
spoken.
least do face paint, or should she actually get tattooed?
It's face paint.
Tattoos? What do you think? This is a game? Of course, paint.
Hold on. Oh, I didn't open it, so I can't show you anyways.
No, I
My-
definitely
Are
have the
you,
night.
are you
Maul
doing a
face
Star Wars
mask
thing for
came in.
Halloween too, Colin?
No, my Maul face mask came in.
All right, so maybe I'll figure out like a Thrawn face paint or something. I should do.
I was gonna
yoga
be-
by fucking whatever.
Oh, you know, I'm totally down for a Halloween hangout.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm down. I was gonna do a Star Wars Halloween costume this year
Steve,
too.
you live in
My fiance.
Philly.
Well, I'm
Sweet.
gonna do. I thought we were gonna do a virtual hangout.
We
or
can do a
something.
virtual hangout.
Or
I'll
we could
pop
do
in
a
for like 2
virtual
seconds
and
to
then
make
meet up
appearances.
for the local people. I
We
don't know.
can meet up, and I can have Steve on my phone.
I'll be like a Force ghost. Yeah, it'll be great.
That's what we're gonna do for the trivia party too. When everyone needs their Ask Steve, their lifeline.
Sounds good.
Also, because I only want to buy one gift, the trivia contest is gonna be solo, no matter how many people we have. It's every man and woman for themselves.
It looks like everyone's going
Sounds good.
Hold on, what day of the week is Halloween, by the way? Oh, Halloween's a
It's
Saturday.
a Saturday.
It's a
I love how
Saturday?
comments are like, we should do
Oh
a Star
my
Wars
God.
Halloween thing. No, Steve, you can't come.
Alex, I'm inviting myself
Here.
over. I'm spending the night at your place.
Okay,
COVID
noted.
Halloween party.
You know what? I'm spending the whole
Whoa.
weekend, Alex. I'm going Friday. This
2020.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, we can
I'll bring my laptop.
we can
with me.
definitely fucking figure something out. Come on now,
And
we're
anyone
all
that wants to
full-grown
come,
adults.
I invite
All
you over
functioning
to
adults.
Alex's, and anyone that doesn't want to drive like a 13-hour drive for some reason, we can talk to them on the internet.
I mean,
That
I don't
Blue
see why
always
somebody
has
wouldn't
flash
want to
sales on Halloween.
drive to come see us.
I do
Alex,
have
you
to
better
go a
decorate
really
your house
long way
all
if it was
Star
13
Wars.
hours.
Well, okay, well, for Halloween, you know me. I mean, Colin knows. You guys obviously haven't met my girlfriend Paige, but we decorate quite handsomely.
Tell Paige
for
to come on
Halloween.
camera. Isn't she
She's
like 2
upstairs.
Oh, she's usually like directly
I
behind.
love
the
Halloween
computer.
too.
She just like pops in. Hi guys.
No, she like literally sits there while he does the meetings.
And Colin can attest to this. Me and Paige keep our skeleton on the front door year round, and we just decorate
Nice.
him for the season.
That's awesome.
That's really
That's
fun.
so cool.
So we're always ready for Halloween in the Aiello Giorgio household.
You put her last name first?
Well,
Alphabetical order, probably.
First off,
Yeah.
she should be taking your last name.
well, she.
I don't know. I think it's chivalrous.
Canceled
All
for
right,
the
now we're
comment.
definitely shooting off here.
All right, let's go back. We're celebrating Halloween together.
And now
And
back to stupid fanry. No.
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, she would make the list of like Star Wars serial killers. She could be on there, right?
I
We
mean,
don't
she
know
hasn't
if-
killed anyone, has she?
No, but I'm saying like
no,
in
but
the
she tried.
future, after her 4 years of just hanging out, maybe she went batshit.
Oh, she probably. Well, she's in a palace, but does she get to like see anyone? Like, do people like hang out with her because they're like, this bitch crazy?
I mean, let's be real.
Do you think Darren still serves her even though she like also tried to kill him?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Darren,
No
Pretty
hard
he
feelings, right?
forgave her.
Darren strikes me as like he's probably like the one person that still goes and visits her.
He's
at the end of
Jorah.
the day.
He's her Jorah.
Yeah, dude, exactly. It's like fanry.
He
Okay.
just wants to
I
like get with her and just watches all these other guys go in and out of the palace.
I don't think Fanry is freaking Daenerys. I think she's Daenerys' brother, Varys.
Ooh.
I don't know. I got kind of Joffrey vibes from her a little bit towards the end.
Joffrey's
Yeah.
too outspoken. Like he would have had everyone like right away. He's not very like sneaky, I don't think.
Joffrey would have succeeded in killing a person.
Yeah.
Joffrey.
True.
It's
But
true.
yeah,
He would have been a
that's
lot
true.
more successful at that.
He would have shot them with the bow and arrow in the bedroom.
I love a good bow and arrow.
Say something more.
So like the opposition, they just kind of like once they,
Disappeared.
once they turned themselves in and were like, we didn't do it, and here's why. It's just like they weren't talked about for like the entire like end of the book. Like
Yeah.
what
I
happened to like
hated that.
Halen,
I
Azuka,
hated
and all them?
Hated them for that. They just
Exactly.
like disappeared.
Because it's like the last time we see Azaka is when her, Rael, and Qui-Gon are all arguing in Rael's chamber about like, you know, the finities of what's actually going on and the nuance of everything, and that's it. Then she just totally disappears.
Like we don't even ever find out why the Blackguard were framing them specifically.
They were all executed the next day.
Yeah, probably.
The Carnies, they had it coming.
You don't want to
But
go see Cirque du Soleil? I've seen it twice.
I mean, I'd go see Cirque du Soleil. I mean, I guess if you are going to see Carnies, see the top Carnies. But I'm looking for something. I brought up something in my notes, but
Take your time. It's
I'm
not-
not trying to take my time.
I have anything better to do.
Now, did anyone order the Bespin Duel that I told Colin to order repeatedly from Lego?
I've been trying to find that for the past couple days. I went to
My
Target the other
God.
day trying to find the Galaxy's Edge.
I
stuff,
gave
and
Colin like
out a
a
lot.
2 months in advance.
Yeah, I was never gonna order it. That thing cost like $500, didn't it?
No, it doesn't. It costs like $100 at that.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, that's
I
not
was never gonna
federal.
order it. I don't do Legos.
Bro, you
man.
spent $500 on 2 pieces of plastic. I'm just like, oh, and
Whoa.
it's like you're awesome.
She's talking about the Hot Toys, Steve.
Ooh.
Yo, that's a lot of money,
Steve,
bro.
how much money have you spent on Hot Toys?
I'd rather not disclose that at this time.
Yo, when I saw the monthly payments, I was like, bro, you have it.
Yeah,
good.
did you
Like,
see when
how
they
do
do? Sierra, did you see when my first payment is like January 2022?
It's hilarious. Like you're like, I'm good. Like
I assume I'm gonna have money by then. This is a future Colin problem.
I think it's a crazy investment, but I mean, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Just like, god damn.
They actually appreciate like crazy on the secondary market though.
Yeah.
Like, because they make a very limited supply of these.
So do
And then
Legos.
once they're done making them,
Steve
they
was
stop
telling
making them.
me about all these scumbags that were trying to flip their Black Panther ones like 5 minutes after Chadwick died. It was
Oh
like,
my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
It was
So-
fucked up.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
No, please, we live
Love
in the
that,
day and
man.
age everybody capitalizes on that stuff now.
Oh,
That's
my
crazy. What? How old
goddamn
is he?
scum.
49?
43.
43. Yeah, he's so young.
I love that man.
I mean, he truthfully was a phenomenal actor.
And it's
Phenomenal
crazy that
actor,
like
handsome, well-spoken.
he did all this stuff
Yeah.
for years and nobody knew about what was going on. And I read somewhere someone was just like, it was probably for the best that he didn't go public or anything about that, because then all of his accomplishments would have been framed under like he did all of that in spite of what he was suffering through.
Yep.
And that would have been
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
So I feel my heart breaks for him.
No, I agree with you 1,000% about that, and that's the saddest part about all of it. And I was reading that throughout the past 5 years, you know, he had undergone multiple rounds of chemotherapy. He had undergone 2-3 surgeries, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like he did all that on top of, the past 3-4 years, back to back to back to back to back movies, no stopping. That's regardless of how anybody out there on the internet watching this feels at the end of the day, that's something you can't say isn't respect or notable. Respect or notable at the end of the day.
Agree.
I've been sick the
Wakanda
past week.
forever.
Hell yeah. I've been sick the last week, suffering, and in my head I'm like, Jesus Christ, like I don't say this meanly, I only say this objectively, dying of cancer, putting out box office hit after box office hit. That's hats off.
Yeah.
He's the man.
It's all right. Moving on from the depressing.
Yeah,
We
can
need
we
some
we're
light.
not-
Moment of silence for him.
Let's talk
But,
about something light. Why those carnies suck balls.
I wasn't even going to bring up the Carney.
And now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Sure.
So about that
So-
bitch Yoda.
I was going to say, I love how at the end of the book, there's a little X-Files drop there. And Obi-Wan, obviously he's talking about the prophecies, but he's like, I choose to believe. I choose to believe too, brother.
Yeah, you
But,
choose
so-
to believe doomed everyone.
He who was born to she who was born to darkness will give birth to darkness. That was Leia and Kylo Ren, right? I know we probably
It
talked
has
about
to
this.
be.
I don't know.
I
so.
think so.
For a while, I thought
Who
it
else
was...
in Star Wars canon would that fit at this point?
Steve, you look so disturbed.
I'm not disturbed. No.
Well, no, just angry.
Deep
That's
in
just
Well,
fine.
thought.
Leia was also born in darkness.
But that's the whole point, because so she was born in darkness and Kylo was born and became
Yeah.
dark. So I guess it has to be. I would say it has to be them, because not for
I think
nothing
it
about
has
these
to be
Star
them.
Wars, these Star Wars prophecies, they're not that deep.
No, I think they repeat themselves too.
Every time these prophecies come out, it's like, oh, it's just not that deep. It's like this is someone we've been introduced to 1,000 times.
It's like for a little bit, I thought maybe that could be referring to Shmi, Skywalker, and Anakin. But then I was like, but
Why?
we have no
They didn't
clue
have a
how
baby
Shmi was
daddy.
born.
Yeah.
Hey,
He said
Shmi had parents.
No, Shmi said she was like a virgin, like Anakin was just.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
do we
Anakin
believe
didn't
She
her?
was like Mary.
I mean,
Do we believe
who
Mary was a
knows?
virgin?
No,
Not to get all
but she
religious here,
said
but
he
that's
was
a
just
debate for another
born.
day.
No,
But
she was
I
born
definitely
from the.
think
He
now
was
it's
born from the
about-
midichlorians.
Yeah, I think so.
Which I still don't, I just choose to ignore.
Well, you choose to ignore the
I
midichlorians.
feel that
You
it's a little
don't-
too
you
on the
think
nose.
she
You
lied? You think she-
ignore George Lucas's will
I choose
That's
How
like canon.
dare you?
from the greatest movie ever made, The Phantom Menace.
It's like, wait, what's that video game? Parasite
Yes,
Eve.
the shirt has Watto on it.
Parasite Eve,
Love
where
Parasite
they blame
Eve.
her powers on the same thing. It's like, what? Everyone goes silent.
I don't.
Yo, they
No,
No,
came.
I
They,
actually haven't. I haven't played Parasite Eve. I've been meaning to.
they
I've heard it's
randomly
very
came out
good.
with a third one for like the PSP.
I remember
like,
that.
right
Yeah,
with,
that
like,
was
the
like right
Vita.
around the time Crisis Core came out. Yeah.
And it was like, this is weird because there was like.
I
people-
choose to ignore the midichlorian stuff. I don't know.
Why? It's so
Alright.
important with the Clone Wars and all that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, but only with the Clone Wars. That's it. There's only those few little parts of it. I mean, it's like I get the whole idea of the midichlorian. it's canon, fine, it's in there, okay, but
I
if
think
you're
that's
gonna
where
have something
Skywalker was born. I think without
So
the whole-
that's I'm pretty sure that's fact that it's like the midi-chlorians just like banged his mom.
yeah,
Not
I
like
think
bang,
I,
bang, but
I
like,
think
you know,
he
like
was like
I can't
that,
remember.
who was that chef who was like,
they call him
wow.
a tube
Admiral
baby. He's a
Lagasse?
tube baby.
The midi-chlorians were like, "Kapow!"
I don't remember now if it's in the next Vader one we're about to
But
go
it is in
into.
there, so don't talk about it because we're gonna read it.
Okay.
Okay, all
'Cause I
right.
know
So,
exactly what you're gonna mention. It's in the actual comic
Okay.
we're gonna read for the next meeting,
I know what you're going at too, and
all right,
and I do
We'll-
want to discuss
get to
that
them
because
up.
there's theories about that part. So,
all right. So, never mind. We'll get
but
to
Yeah,
that.
speak-
Colin,
speaking of
I have to hit you up. I
Yeah.
need to.
but let's not say that on video.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to, but yes, I will
Oh.
text you.
You guys are
Wait,
weird.
really
Boys are
quick.
savages.
Really quick. Craziest shit happened at work this week.
It's been 2 days.
Sierra, Colin,
Yeah.
Tuesday.
imagine.
Don't say anything to get you fired.
I'm not
please.
going to say any details, any
Don't say
names.
anything
I'll
to
give
get
you
me
both.
fired. We work for the same company.
As
I'll
future
give you,
legal
I'll give you the
counsel, no
details
names.
after, but Partners does not run background checks.
I feel like that's something we shouldn't be saying on this.
Siri. Hey, we don't
That's
even
cool.
work for Partners.
Colin, you can fix it in post.
I cannot. I don't edit.
I
This is
cannot.
going up. All this is going up. So, you guys signed.
Listen,
agreements
as
in my
future legal
mind.
counsel, we'll chalk that up
Yeah,
to
we
your
got
First
you.
Amendment, your first constitutional right.
Listen, nothing bad happened.
I do actually, speaking about the next thing we wanted, I do want to make sure we're all reading the correct Darth Vader comic because
Yes.
I'm not gonna name names, but someone in our group had started the wrong Darth Vader comic. Yona. Don't want to name names.
Okay.
I mean, it's confusing though. So
Yeah,
I don't
so-
blame
Like
Three of
8
them.
that just say Vader.
Can you guys all see my screen?
Yes.
you. Yes.
Sweet.
Get this thing away. It's the Darth Vader 2017 one by Charles. Is that Soule or Soule? How do you pronounce his name?
Charles- Charles Soule.
And this is
Soule.
the cover. I just want to make sure you guys got soaked this all in.
I
This
met
is-
him at Comic Con. He's pretty rad.
And we're reading the
That's awesome.
entire run. So it's 25 issues. So blah, 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 blah. Issue 25.
Damn. What
So
the hell? How long are they?
No, they're
a comic book
honestly-
takes like maybe, 5-10 minutes to read a comic book?
Most normal length comic books are about 23 pages or so, and a lot of it's just like pictures. So
Yeah.
not a whole lot of it is talking.
And
And
we're talking.
I'm struggling with reading, guys. I'm sorry. Like I haven't read since college. It's so hard for me to read.
The
But
comic
these
should
are
be-
like
I almost
pictures and
cried
everything.
today
Pictures.
finishing up what I had to read.
Hold on. What's
So-
tomorrow? The 2nd? I'm going to do some
Yes,
math in my
September
head.
2nd.
I was gonna
Five,
say
6, 7,
I can
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you read 2 issues a day starting tomorrow, you'd be done by Sunday, the 13th, and the meeting's on Tuesday, the 15th.
Can you nag me to do that?
Yeah,
well,
I can.
I was gonna
The
say
the other fun thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. You go on.
I was just gonna say quickly. I don't remember if I posted it already in the Discord.
On the
or
video?
not. Yeah, but I found somebody that put up a bunch of essentially some of it
like
they
motion
do the
comics.
narration. Yeah, some of it they do the narration. Other ones it's just like the music in the background, and you still have to read the word bubbles yourself. But I can post that link in the Discord at some point. I'll do it later on tonight. But
Okay.
for people like me and Sierra who
Yeah, I
read
think I'm
really-
going to start doing the audio thing.
But it's
I love
very-
it.
I
Tell you all
mean,
the time.
the other
hard.
thing
It's really
too is
hard.
if you have a Kindle and you download Comixology, this is not a plug by the way, but if you download Comixology on your Kindle, there's this thing that it has called like a guided reader, where rather than having the whole page up on your screen and like having to squint really hard to read the different letters, it just zooms in on each panel and it's very dynamic. You just kind of swipe through it. And
Oh,
you know,
okay.
it's a lot
Marvel
easier to
Unlimited has a
digest.
similar thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Pages
Comixology is
Kindle
much
does
better.
that.
It's because you're a DC boy.
Hey, well, speaking of DC, those trailer drops.
Listen, hold on. I'm not done talking about Vader. You can
Batman?
continue in a
Sorry,
minute.
sorry.
Batman?
All
Wait,
right.
are we done discussing the book? Because I really want to know everyone's favorite part of the book, favorite character.
Yeah, we go back to that in
what
like
they
a
would
second.
Thank you,
I just
Sarah.
wanted to
Yeah,
make
we
sure I
should
got
do
the
that.
Vader thing out before everyone like left.
Okay, I'm just saying, before you start with
So-
your outro.
My outro's not gonna be for a while. Don't worry.
We're not outroing yet.
The-
No outros.
There's 3 Vader books: 2015, 2017, 2020. That's why you want to make sure it's the 2017 one. It's also the only one written by Charles Soule. The other 2 are written by other people you don't need to know.
2020 Vader has not gotten that
was like
far
halfway
anyway.
through the 2015 one. So
Oh,
I mean, Yana, you should be reading the 2015 one anyway because it's freaking good.
It is
so-
very good. The only reason we're not doing the 2015 one is because the Afra audiobook basically covers it, and it crosses over with the Star Wars book, and that would just been too much shit to read.
Yeah,
But
that
Vader
would've been
Down's
more
great.
confusing. Vader Down.
All right, Sierra,
good.
ask your question. Ask away.
Just want to know everybody's favorite character, favorite part of the book, and
Qui-Gon Jinn.
what they didn't
Qui-Gon
like.
Jinn.
Averross.
Obi, and I hated Fanry.
So it's gonna be funny because my favorite character in the book is Qui-Gon. My least favorite character in the book was Obi-Wan, but my favorite part in the book is Obi-Wan slicing through the shield with the lightsaber.
What the Kyber?
Yeah, the colon crystal.
I was gonna say it at one point. You mean
The
the
Colin
bad.
Crystal.
crystal? Yes.
And
My bad.
Yes.
I would say my second favorite part would be just that part at the end when Qui-Gon just rips through the council and his head it just says everything that's wrong about them, because it's everything I've thought about since I saw like episode 3 basically. I was like, yeah, these guys suck, and Anakin was right to kill the children.
Yeah, but then he says that's not why he didn't want to join.
Yeah, I know, but that has nothing to do with
He's
them just
psycho.
being
He's a
terrible.
psycho-ass.
He felt vindicated by this.
Yeah.
My favorite character was Qui-Gon. My least favorite character was Yoda. And
Yoda's the worst.
he is the worst. My favorite part of the book was the flashback where Dooku used the Sith lightning to save Qui-Gon from the falling assassin.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm very biased. Anyway, someone else can go now.
I think for me, obviously I loved Qui-Gon and everything. He's one of my all-time favorites. But for this book alone, Averross was my favorite. Naturally, Fanry, I fucking hated from moment one. But oddly enough, I guess one of my favorite scenes, and I'll stick with Averross being my favorite character, was the last scene between him and Dooku, where it obviously Averross had been lying to Qui-Gon, saying that he hadn't been in contact with Dooku. We haven't heard from him. Well, clearly Dooku had been in contact, and he clearly was trying to bring Averross under his wing and remake him a Padawan because he had obviously been discussing the dark side with him.
Yeah, I have a question about that after. You can keep going.
But I loved that at the very end of it, in like a super roughneck type of way, Averross was just like, listen, maybe you are right at the end of the day, but I pull to the light because it's the light, not because, of some other meaning, just for the sheer fact at the end of the day, good is good, bad is bad. So like I did love that.
Is Dooku aware of the rule of 2 at this point?
It makes
I'm not too sure.
Because it makes it seem like he wants to become a Sith Lord and Rail as his apprentice. But does he know?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is he aware of
So-
like that Sidious is out there at this point? Because
I don't know.
they don't.
This
The
would have
Jedi
been
don't know
before
about.
Sidious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been Sidious and what's his name? Well, as the
Hmm.
Plagueis book isn't canon, so we don't actually know anymore. But in the Plagueis
Sidious
novel, Plagueis was the
and-
master at this point.
Yeah.
Maul, yeah, unless there was someone before Maul, but like Sidious and Maul at
Yeah,
this point
and so
would
at this
be the
point,
most
like,
likely bunch.
would Dooku have even like known Sidious as like a
See, I
Sith
don't think
Lord?
so.
I don't think so either.
But I feel like he would have done enough studying that he would have known about the Sith. He would have, should have, like, did the Jedi know about the rule of two? Like, I would assume so. So he would know. And is he just like, you know what? The Sith haven't been around in 1,000 years, so I'm just gonna make myself master, make Rail my apprentice, and if any other Sith show up, we're gonna take them out and we're gonna be the two.
See, that's
my understanding. Oh, go ahead.
Thinking.
It's just Dooku's the man. I just like to think the best of him.
My understanding is that Dooku didn't really get approached by Sidious until after the death of Qui-Gon. So I don't think they're connected at this point.
That's how I get it too.
Yeah. It's really scary though when he was talking about how the prophecies were the third guest at every dinner they had. That was fucking creepy. And then one day he wasn't there and he was just like, oh, I'm too obsessed. That creeped me out just because like I just put myself in Qui-Gon's position. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's scary, is it not?
No, I don't disagree with you, but it also goes to show like Dooku's, truthfully at the end of the day, like Dooku's discipline, and he obviously bestowed that to a large extent onto Qui-Gon. It's like, yes, he allowed himself to get very re-wrapped into the prophecies. Him and Qui-Gon delved very deep in it. But then as, things started to progress, even then, even though he probably started to hold dark feelings and more contempt toward the council, even at that point, but, Dooku was still able to rein himself back in. And, same thing for Qui-Gon for years, because Qui-Gon brings up, it's like, he would just walk by the holocron at the end.
I think yeah.
Until he recently fell back into it, but I kind of agree with Colin, and I don't think he would have known about Palpatine, but he definitely would have known about everything else. He was very learned. He was very big in history, and I won't give anything away, but in Dooku Jedi Lost, they do go even further into some dark side elements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that your holocron?
Oh, yeah.
And the Sith
holocron. Oh, the Sith holocron. Let's watch that episode of Rebels yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Maul couldn't open it, please.
All right.
He was screeching at that thing like a jar of peanut butter. Yeah.
Why, who hasn't said their favorite character yet?
Yona
hated everyone.
I like Obi-Wan. No, I like Obi-Wan.
Of course you like Obi-Wan.
For the transition formation that he went through in this book, I like Obi-Wan the most. Hated Fanry, thought it was too quick of like a shift for her. And I think my favorite scene in the entire book was when, I forget the name of the planet, but when Obi-Wan and Jin land and they're fighting with those guards, and Jin says like, okay, there's 14 total, like 3 off to our left, 3 off to our right, whatever. And then when they go to attack, they hit the shields and they're both like, oh. Then I thought it was, I thought that was interesting. Just I like when they're taken back or just taken by surprise, not expecting something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say that scene was it for me. And yeah.
I'll agree with that. That was one of the more, I guess, if you were looking for some kind of shock value in the book like that, the whole shield that can block lightsabers, that was kind of like the biggest thing.
I gotta ask my guy Yona this question. As someone who is firmly only a fan of the original trilogy and who's been disappointed by these books, are you looking forward to the Darth Vader comic because it takes place between episodes 3 and 4?
I am. It's weird. So I brought up Rogue One earlier, and that entire movie, I've seen it a few times now, but that entire movie, every time I watch it, I just look forward to the end when it's like pure blood Vader, when he's just, it's all like, it's all dark, but red lighting, and it's, anyway, I'm looking forward to the Vader comic, but we'll see.
You looking forward to the Thrawn book?
That I am excited about.
Did you read the original trilogy? Because I know
I did.
Yeah.
It's been years, but yes, I did.
I'm listening to the Heir to the Empire right now on audio. Steve just listened to it recently.
No, and
Yeah,
we talked
I'm
about
towards
the
my way through it.
whole,
Yeah.
we talked about the whole clone Luke.
Yeah, I did. I knew about Luke. I didn't know it was from the Thrawn trilogy.
Clone Luke.
Yeah, I hate that. I think that's a dumb. Sierra, do you know about that?
What?
In the Legends, it's
It's
not
a
canon
clone
anymore. But in the like original
Shouldn't
Thrawn
be
trilogy
canon.
in the 90s, they clone the severed hand of Luke from the end of Empire.
No.
make-
Amazing.
They make a Luke
amazing
Skywalker
idea.
clone. They give him Anakin's lightsaber because the hand fell with the saber. But they name him Luke Skywalker with 2 U's.
So it's
L-U-U-K-E.
Luke. Yeah.
Who said that? I'm really upset.
Luke.
I'm gonna send you.
Come on.
I'm gonna send you the wiki on him. It's the dumbest thing.
That's
Well,
amazing.
the audio version of that I remember listening to, the narrator always just went Luke. Like really
That's
got
amazing.
into it.
I'm listening to the audio version now, but I haven't gotten to that. But there is a
Oh, that's terrible.
Dark
I mean,
Horse did 6-issue comic adaptations of each book.
Luke.
Mhm.
I could.
The
I
thing
might
is,
read
the
those.
arm thing, it's supposed to relate him to his dad, right? They both lost an arm.
Yes,
And now you're going to do a clone? Like, that's just too much.
they took the severed
cool.
hand. They took Anakin's lightsaber. They cloned him, and then they had some like dark Jedi raise him as like his apprentice. But they gave him the same name, just with 2 U's.
Stupid.
Yeah,
It's
guys,
so,
it's
what's it
Luke
called?
point.
Bootleg. That's so
Point two.
boot arm.
You know, I do have to say, I think it's pretty amazing that Timothy Zahn is doing this again.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Because I like
Agreed.
all of his prior stuff. So this should be cool.
Related note, happy birthday, Timothy.
Yeah,
Zahn,
it's
if
his
you're
birthday
listening to our
today.
podcast somewhere. Yeah.
and his new Thrawn book came out today on his birthday, and which is weird too because I knew that the book was coming out today. Like that has been the date. They never once mentioned in the lead up to the book that it was coming out on his birthday.
It's a pretty book.
It is like the blue
It's
pages.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Mine
I
comes
love the
tomorrow.
blue
I can't
pages.
wait. Sierra, you ordered one, right?
It said it should be here by 8. So it might be in my
Oh, nice.
porch. I don't know.
Mine, I don't know why mine's coming tomorrow instead of today because it left Connecticut at 10 a.m. and Connecticut's like 2 hours away. Like, come
Same
on.
thing happened with my hard copy too.
I was
Like I
come
was
on.
hoping it was gonna come in today, and Paige went to do the tracking, and she was like, "I think it'll probably end up. I mean, I doubt it's gonna show up here at like 11 o'clock tonight." So,
Yeah. When I get mine
who did you order
tomorrow-
from?
I did mine Barnes and Noble.
yeah, I did the same thing. I ended up doing the same thing because I wanted the poster.
What'd you guys do? Amazon?
Amazon.
Yeah, because Amazon has same day release. Yeah,
Oh.
so I did Barnes and
Love it.
Noble because Barnes and Noble comes with that poster.
hmm
As you see, I got a wall of posters behind me. I gotta
I have
find
no
room
way
for
to
this
put
one.
posters. So
Thrawn will fit in pretty well with Tom Brady back there. You got your guys in blue.
Yep, that's my Tom Brady wall.
It's a good one.
I have a Tom Brady shrine over there with all my figures.
Your whole
It's
room
like
is
the most Boston thing I think I've heard you say in a while.
This wall over here you can't see. There's a picture of Tom Brady, a Patriots helmet, an Avengers poster, and a Justice League poster.
God, I miss
All my
living in New England
heroes.
so much.
No, you don't.
okay,
So-
so can I say my favorite parts of the book?
Of
Yes,
course.
ma'am.
Let's
Hold
hear
on.
it.
Steve, I'm sending you a video of Brady you can watch after this meeting.
Don't interrupt Sierra. What are your favorite parts?
I think I really liked learning more about Obi and Qui-gon, but I definitely loved Rahara and Pax. And
Yeah.
like my favorite part of the book was when she was recaptured. That was so heartbreaking to me. And the way Pax reacted, because he was raised by 3POs. I know how heartbroken he was, but he didn't really show it in a way that I thought he would just like kind of, wow out. He was very like, whatever, let me fix my ship, but he wouldn't leave, like he did so many
Mhm.
things that like was very, I don't know. It was very touching to me, that part. What I hated about the book, oh wait, hold on a second. What else did I like about the book? I also liked
I don't know,
about
what else?
I really like this book. with Qui-Gon and Obi, I think my favorite part of their duo or relationship was when Obi actually went and looked up the ship blueprints, I think. I don't know how else to say it, right after Qui-Gon did it. And I thought that was when they really connected and were like, oh, I knew it because your name was still on it after I checked it out. And I thought that was really cute. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that too.
No,
I was really disappointed with the whole prophecy because it was really not that serious. And in a way, it reminded me of when Anakin saw his wife in pain and dying. And it was really through childbirth, which is terrible. I mean, I've had a child. It's miserable.
Was through sadness.
Yeah, but as a man who doesn't know like childbirth, you're like, oh my God, she's going through the worst. You know what I mean? And it was really just her giving birth to twins. I don't know.
No, obviously I don't understand what it's like to have a kid, but no, I agree with you. You know, if she's in the middle of pushing out twins, I would assume that's painful.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, and then Sierra, I also think the part that you mentioned though, one of the better written parts of the book where Claudia is writing down her recapture and what it's like to be back there. I mean, I brought that up earlier about just how she was envisioning the life of a jewel thief, and it sounded like something so like she made it up, you know?
Yeah. Definitely the whole slavery thing that we keep talking about. I mean, we're canceling Yoda over slavery. We're seeing Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan basically release so many slaves and they're refugees now and stuff, and how it plays a part when Anakin is still a slave. Like, I don't know. It was pretty cool to see. I don't know. Is it because I'm a girl? Like, I'm sensitive? No. I don't know. But it might be a reason why I'm just like, I really liked those characters, which I didn't know I was going to be introduced to reading these, because I was really focused on learning about Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's relationship. So I thought that was a cool perk. What I didn't like was I wanted real bloodshed, like really, like
Jesus.
like Rael and Qui-Gon going.
I'm right there with you.
Well, yeah, Steve was talking to me about it before.
Yeah, I wanted that fight.
We started even like before we started talking
as
about
I'm
part
sympathizing
2.
For slaves, right? I'm so terrible.
Because, well, if you think about it, Rael isn't in anything else after this, so we don't know what happened to him. So Steve had a great point. It's like, and Qui-Gon was talking about what do you say, Steve, about like you don't know, like fight Jedis aren't supposed to like use their lightsabers basically
and fight each other.
Yes, that's
yeah.
it. So it seemed like it was foreshadowed to the two of them fighting because Rael isn't in anything after this, but the man lives. Just like
he does live, but he pulled out his lightsaber when he was at the bar.
He did.
Over a girl, like, I'm getting this pussy or not. Like,
he pulls that lightsaber on all those bar wenches.
Yeah, so that's why I was just like, I really thought he was headed towards the dark side. Definitely he has different beliefs, but to me, again, the word failure, just hashtag failure over his head. And I'm sorry because I know you guys really love him.
I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
But where the fuck is he? Where is he in any other episode that I don't know? Like, he disappeared after this.
Well,
after he failed to
saying girls. It right now. He's gonna be in the Kenobi series on Disney Plus.
Oh shit! What if he was? That'd be crazy.
He always could be, but we'll find out.
And then Vader kills him.
Well, I was gonna say we'll also find out in the Vader comic that there is something that Jedi can do that essentially,
Stop spoiling things, Alex.
No, finish your sentence.
You didn't let me get it out.
Just finish your sentence. It's out. Now I'm wondering. It's just like
there's something Jedi can do that essentially isolates them from, it puts them into like a full, not a full-time meditation, but
like what Yoda did when he just like disappeared.
Kind of, not to the extent of disappearing, but
Wait, Colin.
Yeah.
Is it what they do in Dragon Ball?
What, with their chi?
No.
I wasn't
Or
paying
like
attention,
Aang?
so I have
You
no
weren't
idea.
even
Goes
paying
into like an
attention.
iceberg for 1,000 years.
No, the time chamber.
Oh, the
Hyperbolic
hyperbolic
time
time chamber. I'm sorry, there's a lot of things that happen in Dragon Ball. It was like they cut themselves off, and you're like, what in Dragon Ball? It's like, I have no
You're like, huh? Huh? Because it's similar to the hyperbolic time chamber.
Do they put themselves in a room and train non-stop for a
And just
year and
cut
come
it
out
off.
only 24 hours pass? No, it's not that.
But I
Oh.
also
I
wanna
wish it
throw
was
out-
that. It would have been awesome.
I also want to throw out one of the last times in one of the last scenes we see Rail. My man is smoking death sticks.
Is that a
Yes, he
cigarette?
did want to buy. I'm assuming it's cigarettes.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
'cause
cigarettes,
I was like, what
pretty
the
much.
hell?
Yeah, because
So yes, he
Gotta
did want to
give
buy
you
him and
cancer.
rethink his life.
I really enjoyed when everyone was commenting on how handsome he was. I was just like, I know it, like I get to see him just like,
You know
what the
what?
fuck? Like, what do
I
you
never
mean?
looked up a picture of him. I gotta see what he looks like.
Yeah, I
He was
can't
just like-
spoil things
I
like that
picture him like
sometimes.
Arya's in Game of Thrones, Arya's sparring guy. I don't know, curly hair, dark.
No.
You don't think
the
so?
Bravosi? No, the Bravosi guy? No.
You don't think so? All right, now I gotta
picture
Google
him more
him.
like the Hound. If anything, I picture him more like the Hound.
No, he's not the
Yeah.
Hound.
I
The
kind
Hound
of
Does he
pictured
have
him
a
as
failure.
on his
the
face?
dude from The Big Lebowski, honestly, was how I pictured him.
The Hound is my favorite character. Okay, let's look him up. Damn, this is bad, right? I tried really hard not to do this.
There doesn't seem to be a picture of him on Wikipedia, but maybe you
Really?
guys will find a different one. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I found him like right
I'm gonna
away.
find a picture of
Oh,
him.
and they do compare him to the guy from Game of Thrones.
Who?
Like the first wiki image I just found.
I'm right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yes!
Oh God, not the Bravosis.
I am right. That's hilarious. You're right. That's the second picture that comes up.
Yep.
Water dancers.
Don't listen to these shippers, Alex.
That is what I thought. That's what I pictured, man. Loser. He dies
Also,
anyway.
there's way too many humans in Star Wars. We gotta just get rid of them all.
He looks
Yeah,
just
it's
like
true.
him. Fan art. Looks just like the guy. Anyways, whatever.
All right, we good, guys?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna hit my outro unless there's anything else anyone wants to say. Think of it now, because I'm pulling on my thingy. Yeah, that's not for like 4 more weeks, so we still got 1 more meeting before we do that. Sorry. You told me you weren't gonna have your book till like the 14th, and it came today.
It's Vader time. Vader time.
I
All
did
right,
it
Right,
before
Vader
me.
time, baby.
Better be on my porch.
Outro time, motherfuckers. That does it for another episode of Cut the Sith Reading Club. Join us in 2 weeks as we discuss the 2017 Darth Vader comic by Charles Soule. We will be reading and discussing the entire 25-issue run. And also make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment below. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/cutthesith, on Instagram at instagram.com/cutthesith. Join our Discord, link in the description, so you can stay up to date with all our news, talk to us, hang out. May the Force be with you. Everyone, sign off now because I'm bored of you all.